Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be working on our next section of our integrated marketing campaign. So, we're going to start out by doing the notes for 24.3, and then you will be completing four more slides of your campaign. So, just to recap, we've so far described the product and current product situation through the product description and brand description, and also from doing the SWOT analysis. Next, what we did in 24.2 was we identified the target market, learned how to segment those markets, and we identified measurable goals and objectives for our campaign. What we're going to do today is we are going to learn how to develop the message and select the promotional mix and identify the media. So, once we are finished with the notes, if you go to the template, we are going to do these four slides. So, slide number 6, which is the message, and then slides number 7, 8, and 9, which are the promotional mix elements. So, we're going to start off by going over the notes. And if you go to unique selling proposition, that is the first thing that we need to focus on. So, when we're developing the message, we need to identify what our unique selling proposition is. So, this is a statement summarizing the features and benefits of the company and how it is different or better than its competitors. When you're developing a integrated marketing campaign, your unique selling proposition or your message should be the heart of the campaign. And it should really focus on why the consumer should purchase your product as opposed to the competitors. So I have a little graphic over here. One exercise that you can do in order to help you develop this message is you could figure out what your brand does well, figure out what the consumer wants, and figure out what your competitor does well. You're going to focus on the things that what your brand does well and what your competitor what the consumer wants, while also ignoring or highlighting the fact that your competitor does not do those things as well as you. So I have an article here I just want to show you. This isn't part of the notes, but it's just going to further explain and show some examples of unique selling propositions used by other companies. So, one really good unique selling proposition is Avis. So, Avis's slogan in a recent integrated marketing campaign was we're number two, we try harder. And this is really good because it takes a negative and it turns it into a positive. The negative is they're not the leading car rental company. Hertz is and has been for a long time. So, what they're drawing attention to is the fact that although they're not the best, they're trying harder than Hertz to make you happy as a consumer, to make sure that they know or that you know that they are going to supersede Hertz in customer service because they're not number two. The next is FedEx. One that they've used in the past was when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight. There are many ways to mail packages and send letters. However, what they're saying here is that if you need it guaranteed, FedEx is the best way to go about it, because there's many other companies that offer these types of quick service, but it's not always going to be guaranteed. So that's what they focused on in their marketing campaign. Now, one slogan or unique selling proposition that is very well known with M&Ms is the milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. This has been a tried and true slogan utilized by M&Ms. However, when it was first integrated, it worked very well for them because it highlights the fact that if you eat chocolate or you like chocolate, a lot of times it can be messy to eat, but M&Ms are a lot easier to eat. Um, Another one is De Beers, A Diamond is Forever, and that's highlighting the fact that this, if you purchase a ring, it's going to last forever. It's not going to be one that you get rid of, like a sweater, a piece of clothing, or even another less quality piece of jewelry. And so, because it lasts forever, you want to make sure that you're purchasing a diamond as an engagement ring, and that you're purchasing it from their company because it's going to be the highest quality. Another one is Domino's Pizza. This one has been utilized and found to be very successful in the past. You get fresh hot pizza delivered to your door or 30 minutes or less, or it's free. So many times, the quality of local pizza shops, um, and this is the view of the consumers, is going to supersede that of Domino's. But Domino's rather doesn't focus on that. And going back to these slides, um, what your competitor does well, they have really good, better quality pizza for the most part. But what can Domino's do? Well, they can crank it out. They have perfected their method of getting out their pizzas quick and fast. And so that's what they're highlighting in their marketing campaign. So that consumers know if they absolutely want it and don't want to wait and are on a timeline, they can get their pizza hot and fresh. So, what you need to do is you need to come up with a unique selling proposition that you can use for your integrated marketing campaign. A lot of times, nowadays, people develop that slogan and turn it into a hashtag that is going to be utilized in all of their advertising. Now, the next step after you develop your message is to identify your promotional mix. So, we talked about promotional mix when we did chapter 23. Remember, our promotional mix is advertising, sales promotions, public relations, and personal selling. Depending on what your brand or what your product is that you're doing for your campaign, you can choose any type of or any combination of advertising, sales promotions, public relations, and personal selling to present to whoever you are pitching your campaign to. So, I have an example of a former student's presentation just so you can kind of get a better idea. So, their product that they chose was a vino, and they came up with a slogan called Don't Panic, It's Organic. And that's basically focusing on nowadays, there's a huge push for using organic. Products, and so what they're doing is highlighting the fact that Aveeno is organic and that's how it supersedes its competition. So then they selected multiple types of elements. Um, so here, the first promotional element is going to be celebrity promotion, and they actually made examples of some Instagram posts that could have been done by celebrities. So they chose celebrities who would best represent their brand, and they wrote or they made um, these little posts that would have been done by these celebrities utilizing that hashtag Don't Panic, It's Organic. So you can see here this is an Instagram post by Taylor Swift, and this is an Instagram post by Aveeno itself, but it also features Jennifer Aniston. Both feature that hashtag. They also chose to do a television commercial. So for their advertisement, for one of their advertisements, that's what they chose. And they actually made a YouTube video that you can see here. Um, not all You don't have to create a YouTube video if you choose to do a commercial. But if you do choose a commercial, you need to spell out what exactly is going to happen in that commercial, and how it's going to connect to your message. So here's their commercial. I'll show it real quick. All right, so that's an example of their commercial. Again, you don't have to actually make the commercial, but if you do utilize a commercial, whether it be television or radio, you need to have exactly what it's going to say and how it's going to connect to your message. Here's another example they did. They chose to do a print advertisement in Cosmopolitan. They talked about why it was a good choice for their campaign, how it could be effective, and kind of made a mock up of what that would look like. Okay. So that is what I am going to be looking for when you're doing those 4 slides of the integrated marketing campaign. For this section, because it's a little bit more challenging, you have the rest of the period today and 2 additional class periods in order to work on these so that you can you have time to develop exactly what you want to utilize for your promotional mix.